Welcome to MyBinding.com. This is the Pro-Lam Pocket Rocket 1200 HP, a 12-inch high-performance roll laminator. Before doing anything, you'll want to make sure that the rollers are separated when the machine is idle. Okay, now we can turn it on. Next to the power switch is the fan control. If your projects are coming out wavy, the fan helps cool them better to avoid this. To start, I'm also going to set the speed to its lowest setting. On the other side, set the temperature. If you don't know exactly what temperature to use for your film, set it to 200 first. If it doesn't adhere well, then continue to turn it up until the results look good. On the table is an edge guide. You can move this to any position and even angle it certain ways if needed. Setting up the rolls is pretty easy. Just take the mandrel, the bar that holds the roll, and insert it in. Now the orientation of the roll will be important. Notice this little black piece. This is what locks the roller in place as the roll tries to rotate. But when we put the roller on, you'll see it slip right in place. Most rollers have adhesive on the inside. We want to make sure that the adhesive side never touches the red heat rollers. When you put it under the gray bar, if the adhesive side is going to touch the rollers, then stop and reinsert the mandrel into the roll the other way around. Otherwise, drape the film over the rollers. Also note that the rollers are heated at this point. To load a bottom roll, first remove the table. I'll actually be using a craft paper roll, though setup is virtually the same with lamination film. With the roll in place, slip the film, or paper in this case, behind the bottom gray bar and over. Then push the bar into its upper position. Now continue to thread your sheet around. If you're doing one-sided, the sheet should extend past both sides of the top lamination film. You can see how mine overlaps a bit on the side. If you're doing double-sided lamination, the rolls should be perfectly aligned on both sides. Now is your one chance to align the rolls. Okay, my rolls are adjusted now, and the bottom film, or in this case paper, is now stuck to the top film. So put the table back in place and take a thicker board, something like chipboard, and push it into the heat rollers. This is also the time to close the rollers back together. Push the forward button to start the rollers and turn up the speed a bit. Don't go too fast because we're making sure it's all set up properly. In the back are two black rollers. Your guide board can easily miss these, so make sure to guide it between them to continue to grab and pull the film through. My film is now set and ready for some real projects. Next, I'm going to set up the edge trimmers. They work like any X-Acto knife blade. Put the blades in and lower it down, but not through the project yet. Run one of your projects through, but pause it when it gets to the blades. There are several ways to adjust the blades. On the right is a little ballpoint. Bring the handle all the way over this, and the knives will cut through the project when you have them aligned. Now I'm ready for all my projects, which I'm using the edge guide to keep them consistent. On the back you'll see it comes out slit on the two sides. And since my example here is single-sided, you'll also see that the project is in fact separate from the bottom paper for a one-sided lamination. When you're done, cut off the projects from the roll, to which then you'll have to continue to trim the projects with a rolling trimmer or a guillotine cutter. If you're getting a lot of static on your finished product, use this funky looking copper wire. It rubs on the projects as they come out of the machine, collecting the static instead. And these black top knobs, don't touch those. This label is very clear about that since your rollers are already perfectly aligned. And another pointer, these adjusters should not be tight, just a tiny bit for minimal tension. If your projects are curling too much, then adjust these until it comes out better.